question. So this one is a question I think all of us have been having for a while. What are the major advantages of using Icon versus Polkadot or Cosmos?
So, very good question. I think we're three interoperable projects, and we are currently working on a BTP token economics separately that actually had an advantage to run a relayer on the Icon network. So I wouldn't really say one technology is an advantage or a disadvantage over another one. These are designed differently. So it's the same question as you would say, hey, is Ethereum technology any better or worse than the Icon technology? And people might have different opinions, but what I believe is that, I mean, these are built on different languages, have different architecture, has different fundamental features. And that's what makes each of these projects, layer one projects, unique and different from to each other, which gives more choices for developers to work on. So, Polkadot, and honestly, to tell the truth, like me, I'm not a tech guy. I look into what we do, and we want to do what fits our community and what we do better. And what we do well is working with our community to build a system that works for our community. So, we'll have a very unique incentive mechanism. We'll have unique token economics that's related to, that where the Icon team will have that is different. And I think it will be beneficial for the teams and applications and our partners that we work with and we're connected to.
Okay,
sorry, I'm trying to find I don't know what happened to, you shared a screen with me with all these questions, and
are you trying to find the question?
Disappeared.
Okay, yeah, here, let me bring it back up. So actually,
there you go.
But the other question I'd closed. But so for now, though, this leads me to two other questions here. Let me take the screen off for now. So what blockchains are currently interoperable with Icon?
So right now, we don't have any. We're still working on the BTP technology, which will have a first version out when the Icon 2.0 goes live. So we're almost there. We have a lot of things to do even before we get to interoperability. So still focus on that.
So right now, pretty much the blockchain is just for payments, transactions?
No, it's a smart contract, general purpose smart contract platform where you could build, many applications as you want, depending on what you want to build.
Okay, and now kind of going back to Polkadot and Cosmos, because that's a question lots of people have, because those two projects came after Icon, but they've gained so much market share. So why do you think that is? And how do you think Icon can kind of recapture that market share it had back in 2017?
So, I mean, that's an interesting way to phrase it. I don't really consider a market share. I mean, they're very well-known projects. Polkadot obviously has, Gavin Woods behind leading the project, which makes it a lot, I guess, very popular amongst the original Ethereum community and also some of the newer blockchain or crypto community. Cosmos has, it did not really come out after Icon. I believe it, Cosmos was actually started around the same time or even earlier than the Icon project. It just, the token got traded at a much later time. So a lot of these projects actually started, pretty much at the same time. With the actual market share technology, I believe everything is still very early. There's a lot of developers that's building on the other networks. Cosmos, they're fundamentally a very application-specific blockchain. So it's not where there you see interoperability or interchain happening today. A lot of these, other projects are taking, using the core code or the core blockchain, taking it and using it for building their own blockchain with their own validators. And this is very similar to how maybe, you would say, companies or projects would fork Ethereum. But, the idea is that all those blockchains will connect. Icon, a lot of people don't know, but, we have, kind of the larger companies actually using our technology. We have Korea's largest gold exchange using our technology. We have Line, the largest messaging service, one of the largest technology companies in Asia, using our technology to build their own blockchain. So they're doing exactly the same thing as what Cosmos is doing. It's just maybe less known, but Cosmos may have a lot more smaller or newer startups using their chain. We have a lot more enterprises actually using our chain. So, if I'm not really sure how you would compare that as a market share, but
now
honestly,
the natural question
it
that
doesn't
comes
really matter.
so the natural question that comes from that is, you're doing amazing in Korea. How do you expand outside of Korea to other regions and kind of have those same level of, whether you call them clients or customers or partners?
Yeah, so when it comes to the Icon ecosystem, we're very global. We have 135 plus validators from all around the world. When you look at the app development that's been happening on Icon, it's from all around the world. But when you look at specifically just the enterprise side, and when you look at like I mentioned earlier, Icon was born out of our initiative in the enterprise space in Korea, which naturally we are very focused and still to this day very focused in trying to bring mass adoption to a particular region that we're taking things like very differently than a lot of the other blockchain projects. So what I mean by that is that, I would say our strategy has always been, hey, we create a open source software that everyone can use around the world. But when it comes to actually building use cases and building application within our control, within the Icon's core team's control, which we could, work with, do partnerships and try to do use cases, that's going to be specifically focused in South Korea. But, if you look more broadly, and, we've had a lot of great organic growth outside of Korea. And I think these pieces, just because of the fact that there's so much happening in the crypto space, and I'm sure you cover so many other blockchain ecosystems, not just Icon, but you look at Polkadot and a lot of these, Ethereum ecosystem and all of that, I'm sure it gets hidden with all the background noise. But if you come into our community, there's actually interesting initiatives that's happening like all around the world, and we have a lot of developers contacting us and telling us, hey, we really love what we did with the Icon Icon chain. We love developing on Icon. It makes it so easy. The language, smart contract language where they could use Python has been very good for them. It's easy for them as opposed to using Solidity for Ethereum. So, and then some of the tools that we provide that's different from Ethereum, we don't have as a robust portfolio, but we do things a little bit differently that's more catered towards some of the developers out there, and they enjoy using and building on top of Icon. So, long story short, I think that's one of the biggest misconception is that, hey, you have all these great, exciting enterprise initiatives happening in Korea. So are you just a Korea chain? Yes, we are. We're very focused on Korea, but that's just a starting point. We're much bigger, much more than just Korea.
All right, that's great to know.